the second time. Her second grandson was born early on Friday morning. So, Karen, what is your grandson's name?
His name is Oliver Finn Wellborn.
Very nice.
Big name.
So, Karen, are you ready for the toast to Sherlock Holmes?
I'm ready, sure. I need to take this hat off because it's a full-time job keeping it balanced on my head, but I wanted you to see this amazing Tiffany Knight creation. The fact that I can't keep it on is totally due to the defects in my head and nothing to do with the lovely hat. All right. And now hat hair. Never mind. All right. So the toast to Sherlock Holmes. The hardest thing about doing these, as the rest of you who do parody song toasts know, is not actually writing them or performing them. It's thinking of a song to use that you imagine will be recognized by most of the people who are going to hear this. And I don't know what it says about what I think about the rest of you that I picked a song that was written in 1912. No, actually, if you don't recognize the tune, then I commend you to YouTube later on to search Ragtime Cowboy Joe. But for today, the tune is put in the service of our man, Sherlock Holmes. Oh, see him ride with the faithful Dr. Watson by his side, disregarding every caution while the horse, a pretty good horse, tries not to wobble on the cobbles as it draws the handsome cab to where the villains he will nab. And should they run, when all their plans have been undone, he'll track 'em down where'er they roam. He's a keen detecting, introspecting, every forensic trick perfecting. He's our Sherlock Holmes. In the streets of London where the bad men are, and there seems nowhere to turn except for Scotland Yard, the brightest man by far is our man Sherlock Holmes. He devised a test that will react with blood. He can tell where you have been when you track mud. And he plays the violin. He'll take your case and win. He's on the train, having notified the doctor once again. Leave your practice with a proctor. There's a case, an interesting case, that's too hard for Scotland Yard. But I have learned while in disguise what we should do to catch these guys. The game's afoot, and all the effort that I've put won't be in vain. I'm in the zone. I'm the fact collecting, clue dissecting, 7% cocaine injecting, crime consultant Holmes. He has got no equal, though some imitate. The others may be good, but our detective's great. His fans galore all celebrate the name of Sherlock Holmes. Folks put on deer stalkers and they play the game. No one else in literature enjoys such fame. SOBs, we do the same. 5 years we've kept the flame. Oh, see us meet over Zoom or at a restaurant where we'd eat. Then our knowledge to the rest flaunt on a quiz, a challenging quiz, or we chat of this or that and offer theories on the stories and the great detective's glories. While we can, let's raise our glasses to the man and to the world, let's make him known. He's a truth protecting, law respecting, evil and all its ilk rejecting. He's our Sherlock Holmes. He's a dot connecting, wrong correcting, staging a scene to great effecting, misdirecting, double checking, over the falls his foes ejecting, self-neglecting, intellecting, 3 years away then resurrecting. He's our Sherlock. Talk about our Sherlock. He's our Sherlock Holmes. To the man.
That was
Here, here.
Here, here. Thank you, Karen. And now for the toast of their investiture, we call Mr. Charles Prepolec. Charles, the floor is yours.
Okay, I'm going to try this screen sharing business, see if I don't screw this up badly. All right, what have we got up there? Can you see a slide?
Yes.
Okay. All righty. Well, last year in August, when Greg invited me to deliver a brief talk to the November meeting, he did a couple things to get past my reflex response of automatically saying no. One, he let me pick my own topic. In this instance, that was Doyle's Gothic fiction leading up to the Hound. And he had the good sense to tell me I'd be the first international certified SOB, and then bribed me with a short list of possible SOB investitures that I would find irresistible. The short list again shows that Greg pays attention and clearly recognized my weakness for certain topics and venues. The list he gave me was Guinness Blonde, Guinness Open Gate Brewery, the Atomic Bookstore, Poe House, Poe Grave, Baltimore Saturday Visitor, Poe Toaster, and lastly, the horse you came in on, Saloon. So beer, books, and Poe. Yeah, Greg definitely knows my weaknesses. In the end, though, it was a combination of things and my somewhat coarse and vulgar sense of humor that had me opt for the horse you came in on, Saloon. Now you'll see why in a moment. Located at 1626 Thames Street in the historic Fells Point district of Baltimore, the horse, as it's known locally, makes the claim of being the oldest continually operating tavern or bar in Maryland, having first opened its doors in 1775. Another of its claims is to be haunted by the ghost of Edgar Allan Poe, and that it was where he had his last drink on October 3rd, 1849. Neither of which is particularly likely, although he probably did have a drink in there at some point, possibly even on that day. Spurious or not, I found the Poe connection irresistible, but then there was also the name. So if we fast forward to the latter part of the 20th century, when a fellow named Howard Gerber was looking to buy the 200-year-old tavern, he needed a new name for it. And here I'll just quote from a 2006 Baltimore Sun article about how it came about. We wanted something so unique that people walking by would say, "We have to go in there," he says. So the idea of playing off of a saucy curse caught Gerber's fancy, and a little equine karma clinched it. When he got lucky enough at Pimlico to afford his down payment, he figured that was all the sign he needed. The horse you came in on, it was. After visiting Baltimore and seeing the sign, author Martha Grimes used it as the title for her 12th Richard Jury novel in 1993. So there you go. The horse has been a Baltimore staple ever since. And now, without further ado, and with apologies to songwriters Jay Livingston and Ray Evans, I present to you my ode to the horse. Hello, I'm Mr. Edgar Allan Poe. The horse ain't a horse, of course, and no one can talk to a ghost, of course. That is, of course, unless the horse is home to Mr. Ed. A bet at the course did fund the, a bet at the course did fund the horse, or that's what you'll hear when asked at the source. A winner on the Pimlico course, now it's back to Mr. Ed. I can yakety yak a streak and waste your time of day. But Mr. Ed will never more speak, he's dead and has nothing to say. Now raise up your glass in the name of the horse, an investiture for all to endorse. Here's to the SOBs and the horse, cheers to one and all. That's it, folks.
Thank you very much, Charles. That was excellent. Charles, Memorial Day weekend is coming up very shortly. Do you have any recommendations of any books that I should be checking out to read in the near future?
Why, yes, I do. Well, the best thing out there right now is Under a Raven's Wing, The Apprenticeship of Sherlock Holmes by Stephen Vogt, which combines, of course, the Gothic elements of Conan Doyle with the creations of Edgar Allan Poe. And hey, Baltimore gets mentioned in there 21 times, 7 gripping novellas and a beautiful hardcover edition. and an intro by me. You can pick it up from pspublishing.co.uk. Thanks, guys.
Thank you very much, Charles.